So within Orks, a Warboss is the most formidable and dominant of them all within a tribe or a clan, possessing immense size, strength, and cunning by Ork standards. As the supreme commander, the Warboss rises to power by winning battles and defeating successive challengers. These colossal warriors can stand up to 10 feet or 3 meters tall, with a robust physique bigger than a fully armored space marine and approaching the size of a custodes or a smaller primarch. While some achieve leadership through cunning, most attain their position through sheer brute force and also from battles, and most importantly, their ability to assemble Waaghs and bring battle to the boyz. The Warboss usually commands absolute authority, supported by a group of elite Orks called Nobz, who are larger, wealthier, and more aggressive than the others, ensuring the enforcement of the Warboss's decisions in the Waaghs. So here in this video we will showcase 10 of the most powerful Ork Warbosses ever encountered in the grimdark. So let's get to it. At number 10 we have Waaghs. He is a Warboss and a renowned speed freak warlord, considered one of the greatest Ork bikers in existence. Riding the heavily modified bike called the Bike of Apocalypse, he also wields a powerful shooter known as the Daka cannon, capable of destroying even tanks. His expertise lies in both designing and riding bikes, a passion he developed since his youth on the desert world of Kazakh Prime. His legend began when he won the race of the burning wheels on a hastily assembled bike, leading to accusations of cheating. Enraged, he unleashed a violent rampage, earning him legendary status among Orks. Waaghs' ultimate goal is to unite all Ork tribes in an unending war across the galaxy. His war faced a formidable challenge on Scalyx 6, an Imperial Forge world where speed freaks clash with Titan legions. When conventional Ork weaponry failed against a Titan, the Waaghs personally intervened, igniting a fiery blaze. He launched his warbike through the Titan's void shields, killing its crew and securing victory, destroying a gigantic Titan. Number 9. Clawjaw. Clawjaw, also known as the Mighty Mangler of Borg, is a formidable Ork warlord who transformed from a primitive thug called Kork after consuming a mutated squig. Clad in rusted metal and towering over other Orks, Clawjaw united tribes on the planet of Borg, establishing an Ork empire called the Empire of Borg. His conquests include bringing his homeworld under Ork control after defeating Imperial forces, including the Imperial Guard and Space Marine chapters like Ultramarines, Dark Angels, Howling Griffins, and Blood Angels. Clawjaw's brutality earned him the title of Mighty Mangler, and he led his war against the Imperium. At the forefront of a massive brigade of heavily armored battle wagons and a great big fleet of crude warships, he conquered a significant portion of the Ghoul Stars and claimed a vast area in the galactic fringe of the Ork Empire of Borg, which is one of the largest of its kind today. His accomplishments showcase his strength, leadership, and the ability to overcome formidable enemies in the name of Ork dominance. Number 8. Snagrod. Snagrod, known as the Arch-Arsonist of Charadon, emerged as a highly strategic Ork warlord, uniting warring factions in the Periton 163 cluster. His war targeted the Imperial Ivory World of Bad Landing in 989 of M41. Displaying tactical prowess, Snagrod executed Imperial tactics, including eliminating astropaths to cut off communications. The Ork warlord's invasion went undetected until a desperate plea from Imperial forces on Bad Landing reached the Crimson Fist chapter. Snagrod boasted of conquering Rin's world, prompting the chapter master Pedro Cantor to dispatch the Third Company under Captain Ashtar Draken. That mission went disastrous when an assassination attempt failed, alerting Snagrod to the Space Marine's presence. In the ensuing battle, Captain Ashtar fell, and only a fraction of the company reunited and returned to Rin's world, numbering less than 30. Snagrod's assault on Rin's world was shocking, causing widespread destruction. Snagrod issued a challenge to Chapter Master Cantor, which led to a battle between them which was titanic in scale, and ended in Snagrod escaping, but him gaining a good enemy, which is pretty hard to find. Number 7. Nasdrek Urdgrub. Nasdrek Urdgrub is a hefty and shrewd Ork warlord affiliated with the Bad Moon's clan. This overweight and avaricious greenskin boasts a considerable wealth in teeth and exhibits a flashy and excessively indulgent demeanor. His arsenal comprises of a roughly assembled mega-powered armor, a substantial plasma weapon equipped with long-range capabilities, and a formidable great power claw. As a Bad Moon's clan warlord, he is notably affluent, flamboyant, and indulgent like others in his clan, and like most Ork Warbosses, his past is quite unknown, but is pretty much the same hack, punch and stab kind of thing. Unlike typical Orks though, Nasdreg stands out as the most intelligent and cunning battlefield commander among the Bad Moons. While he shares the Ork love for raiding to accumulate wealth and showcases well-equipped boys, he sets himself apart by his excellent Imperial Gothic and demonstrating a level of intellect and patience uncommon among his brutish kin. He has led his armies in the Third War of Armageddon and also in the Fall of Medusa 5, both times escaping Imperial vengeance after shooting, stabbing and looting the lot. Number 6. Grog Face Ripper. Grog Face Ripper, an infamous Goth Ork Warboss, led the Red Waaghs of 998 of M41, and standing at 10 feet tall or 3 meters, he is a muscular and rage-filled brute with scarred and iron-hot skin. His monstrous power claw makes him practically unstoppable in battle, especially when he enters a berserker fury triggered by his volatile temper. Grog earned the nickname Face Ripper by violently defeating and defacing his tribe's warboss, Krog the Tyrant, in a brutal leadership challenge. Known for his legendary strength and unwavering certainty of victory, Grog leads every charge and mercilessly deals with any Ork challenging his rule. Encrusted with the blood of his victims, Grog is believed by some Orks to be blessed by Gork himself. The Red Waaghs, under Grog's command, grows more powerful with each victorious battle, posing a significant threat to the Imperial space. During the Red Waaghs, Grog engaged in notable battles, including a confrontation with the Space Wolves Crom Dragongaze, leaving both leaders of both factions bloodied and exhausted. Number 5. The Mech Lord. Da Mech Lord is the biggest Big Mech and the Bad Moon's Big Mech Warboss. He commands the fascinating Tech Waaghs, leading from his flagship the Morg's Hammer, which is a formidable capital ship in his fleet. Armed personally with a super shooter and a shock hammer, the Mech Lord leads a diverse coalition of Ork factions in the Tech Waaghs, including various Warboss-led factions, each capable of leading their own Waaghs, but they are kept in check by the memory of another one of them called Old Fang Kromthonda and his explosive demise when he attempted to seize control of the Tech Waaghs from the Mech Lord. The Mech Lord's power, leadership and strategic prowess makes him a significant force in the ongoing conflict, with notable accomplishments in commanding the Tech Waaghs and securing resources for it on Hephaestus. Currently invading the Imperial Forge world of Hephaestus, the Mech Lord has forged an agreement with the freebooter Badrock to share the world's resources. Rather than fighting each other, they have decided to jointly claim the Forge world and make weapons for themselves. Number 4. Tuska. Tuska the Demon Killer stands as a legendary Ork Warboss who, with the aid of numerous weird boys, devised a cunning plan to bypass the defenses of Cadia, in which they were stuck fighting, and went towards another glorious destination. His grand ambition led his Waaghs into the treacherous Eye of Terror, driven by an insatiable desire to face demons in battle. Tuska's exploits within the Eye of Terror became the stuff of legend, as he triumphed over demon hordes on multiple demon worlds, appearing unstoppable. Tuska's Waaghs crash-landed on a flesh planet, owned by the formidable demon prince of Khorne called the Blood Prince. The Blood Prince, enraged by this invasion, unleashes demonic legions against the Ork invaders. In the ensuing battle, Tuska and his boys faced heavy losses and the Warboss suffered grievous wounds. Yet in a moment of sheer audacity, Tuska's weird boys employed their psychic powers to distract the Blood Prince, allowing Tuska to impale a demon between his legs with his power claw. Khorne, reveling in the ceaseless bloodshed, resurrects Tuska's Waaghs each dawn. Now within the Blood God's domain, the Orks engage in an eternal cycle of battle, which is basically heaven for them. Number 3. Garkle Blackfang. In the era of the Great Crusade, Garkle Blackfang, a formidable Ork warlord with black skin, a massive stature and cunning intellect, emerged as a significant threat to the Imperium. Leading a massive Waaghs comprised of innumerable big Nobz and big Megs, Garkle established his stronghold on the planet Gyros Travian. This world would become the stage for one of the Imperium's most significant victories. He was one of the only Orks that the Emperor had to come down and kill him due to his extreme strength. This was in the Battle of Gyros Travian that saw the participation of the legions of Horus, of Rogaldon as well, and Mortarion at the same time. Garkle's overwhelming horde, even against this foe, still posed a formidable challenge, coming close to defeating all 3 legions. The tide turned when the Emperor himself had to intervene, leading 1,000 custodians from his golden battle barge, the Bucephalus. The Emperor plunged into the heart of the Ork horde, and in a legendary moment, the custodians, numbering only 1,000, confronted Garkle's vast forces. Over 100,000 of the Ork warlord's elite warriors fell in moments, and Garkle himself met his end atop a ruined Gargan, decapitated by the Emperor. Number 2. Ghazkul Mak Uruk Thraka. Also known as the Beast of Armageddon, He is the most infamous warboss in the current setting, proclaiming himself as the prophet of the Waaghs and believing he is blessed by Gork and Mork. His origins trace back to his time as a lowly orc boy in the armies of Warboss Drekmek on a planet called Ork. Dark Angel Space Marines raided the planet, and during the ensuing battle, Gaskell suffered a severe head injury, but the pain boy called Grotsnake remade his skull with adamantium, and he seemingly died on the operating table. However, he miraculously awoke, resurrected, revealing latent psychic powers and a vision of a united orc race dominating the galaxy, proclaiming himself to be the prophet of Gork and Mork. His most notable battles include facing off against his enemy Yarick or Old Bailey, and also defeating a bloodthirster of Khorne with relative ease. He has quite a few great lineups of followers too, including warbosses like Nazdrek, Dakalot, the Overfiend of Actarius, and more. The prophet fought a long battle against the Wolf Lord Ragnar Blackmane in one instance, but was beheaded in a chance lucky strike. But that wasn't the end of him. Grotsnake brought him back again to life by using a power generator from orbit, using energy from both the Materium and the Immaterium. And now he is back, bigger and more powerful than ever, drawing greenskins to him from light years away. And number 1, the Beast. The Beast, a formidable Ork Warboss, emerged in 544 of M32, uniting the Ork race in a colossal war. His campaign nearly achieved galaxy-wide conquest. Speaking flawless Gothic and driven by the Orcs' humiliation at Ulanor, the Beast aimed to cripple humanity and establish Orc dominance all over the galaxy. The Beast wasn't a singular warboss though, but a coalition of 6 primarchs, and among them the Beast of Beasts stood as the largest and the most powerful of them all, and standing around 10 meters in power armor. Vulcan, the Primarch, confronted the Beast in Gorkogrod, the capital of Ulanor, engaging in a fierce duel. The Beast, speaking perfect Imperial Gothic, gloated about humanity's impending doom. In a climactic moment, Vulcan tackled the warboss and he fell into a power generator. Vulcan, imbued with massive war energy, sacrificed himself to launch a final attack, seemingly obliterating them both. However, Vulcan vanished, but the Beast survived and reappeared on the attack moon over Terra. Then, Lord Commander Kurlan devised a plan to use a captured Orc Psyker and also the Sisters of Silence to create a reverse war effect, and this miraculously exploded the head of the Beast as well as those of the other Prime Orcs, and this dissolved the war, saving the Imperium. So subscribe and like for support, and yeah, while you're at it, bang on the bell icon as well for notifications on new video uploads. Till the next time, take care, boys.